Welcome back, everyone. Now we're going to move on to the next application, which is called Discord. So we can go to discordapp.com, and your children would probably know this application already, or if you're into gaming and you play a couple of games, you might have used this already as a way to communicate. Now, the good news is Discord has got a server concept that you can set up your own channels to stream content, to communicate with voice and chat channels, and whereby you can set various different authorizations in these so-called rooms or channels to ensure that only the people that are supposed to be in them are in them, that can communicate like a class from education perspective. So to start, we're going to click on download for Windows, but obviously depending on your application, you can click download for whatever application you've got. We can then run the application, and it shouldn't take too long to launch and install, dependent of course on your internet connection as well. So just waiting for it there, it's starting up for the first time. So because it's a application developed by gamers, you would see some quirky commands in it, very funny. So it says it's gearing up. Discord has detected a new output device named my current headset that I'm wearing. Let's say switch device. There we go. And then we can click on, if you have a user account already, you can log in. This app is now running on my own computer. I don't have one for my instructor yet, so I'm going to say register. Type in my email, tinyinstructor779@gmail for this instructor. Give myself a username. tinyinstructor2 is this person. So username probably needs to be without spaces, by the way. And then a password. I'll need to note that down later. So it says you want to create an account. First, prove you're not a robot. So let's click this little reCAPTCHA button and see what it asks us. Select all the bicycles. There's a bicycle, there's a bicycle, there's a bicycle. And it says again, there's another bicycle. And I think that's it. We can then, oh, another one popped up. Of course it did. There we go. No more bicycles, and I say verify. And it seems it's quite happy with my account. Now that I've created my account, a couple of things need to happen. I need to go back to my email first. And you'll notice I got an email from Discord to verify my email address. I'll click on this and I'll just simply say verify email. It says verifying your email. Prove once again you're not a robot. Can't trust anyone these days. There's a bus. It's asking me, point me to all the buses. There's a bus. There's a bus. I think that's all of them. I can say verify. Cool. Email is now verified. Now I don't need to continue to Discord. I can just simply close these because I have the application already open. Now, the first thing we need to do is that we now need to create what we refer to as a server. And the server is where everyone would connect to, all our students in this case. A couple of things. Let's just click. Well, let's start with the server for now. Let's click on Add Server. So it says, oh, another server here. Do you want to create a server or join a server? So we're the instructor. We're going to create a new server. Students that are going to join us are going to join a server. So we just click Create Server for now. What do we want to call this? I'm going to say Tiny Instructor to Teach IT. All right, so this instructor is teaching IT, so this is the name of the class. And I say create. And it says invite friends to the server. So obviously we want to invite friends. So I'm going to say set this link to never expire. You can at any time go and change this, but we can invite people, and obviously we don't want to struggle and create new events all the time for education. If you don't select this, then you just have to re-invite people all the time. And I can use this copy button, and I can immediately now go to email, compose a new email, send it to my students, student 1, student 2, and student 3, and maybe also the other instructor, tiny instructor 1. Join my education channel for IT courses, and paste the link in there. You can make it a little bit more descriptive and say send. Now that I've done that, I can close this over here. I've got a channel. It doesn't have anything in it yet. It gives me a couple of tips. I'm just going to say got it for now. And over here, if you go through it, I'd recommend click on these little buttons and then say got it and read through every one of them. But I'm going to explain a lot of this for you. So I'm going to say skip all tips for now. But if you read this, you say got it, it takes you to the next one. If you click on it, it will tell you again what is this for. So I'm just going to say skip all tips for now. But I'll recommend that you go through them in the beginning, of course. Now over here you can see that while I'm talking, if I don't talk, the green goes away, and every time I talk it highlights my name, indicating that I am talking. So I'm already now logged into this channel, the general channel, which is a voice channel for Tiny Instructor to teach IT. If I want to disconnect from the channel, so I can simply click this button to disconnect. I'm still online, although I'm not anywhere in this channel at this stage. So your students would connect to multiple different servers for different teachers. And as soon as they need to go into a specific class, they would simply click on that class and they would join the class and they can start communicating. If we want to mute our mics, we can click this little button at the bottom. This now mutes the mic that everyone else, there's no one else in this channel yet, but if I had 30 people in there, they won't hear me if I'm muted. And we can set these settings with authorizations as well. There's a deafen button as well. So if you click it, it indicates that this person currently can't hear you. So that's of course something we don't want in these channels, by the way. For now, my mic can be muted. We don't really care. And I don't need to be connected to the general channel at this stage. If I click invite people, then once again, I can copy that link and send it to someone. I'm going to close this for now so that I've got more space for my app, and I can even make it bigger like a normal application in Windows. Have it now on my full screen view. So now that we've got a channel, well, a server, we need to create various different channels. So I thought of renaming some of these. The first channel, which is general. If I click on the settings, let me show this again. Next to general, there's a little edit channel button. If I click on the settings, I can rename it if I want to. So I'm going to say we'll call this one general chat. On the bitrate, if you're teaching a music class and you want to hear, of course, people singing, of course, they need good mics, etc. But if you're teaching something like that, you want the bitrate as high as possible. But be wary, a very high bitrate requires better internet and more data would be streamed. So if I'm teaching English or geography or IT, I can set it as low as 24 kilobytes per second for my bitrate and still be able to hear it and not really sound like a robot yet. So it's a very good limit to set it to. We can also limit how many people can join our class if we want to. So if I'm only expecting 30 people every time I teach a specific class, like for a school, or only 5 pupils for a private session or whatever, I can set the limit of how many people can join. If the wrong people join, you can kick them out of the channel or even ban them so they don't join again. But we don't really need it because we're going to set our channels with specific authorizations so that only certain people can join these channels so that we are not disturbed by the wrong people. So user limit, we'll put it down there for now. Very important, we need to select save changes if we changed anything in a channel. If I want to invite people, once again, there's the invite button over there. I can then say create one and copy from there as well. So there's various different places where I can get my invite button. So there you can see that invite code has now been created. It never expires and the users are currently 0. No one has used this invite code yet. So let's close this one over here. And let's go ahead and create some channels. So before I create channels, I'm going to right click in the middle of the screen and say create a category. My first category is going to be breakout. So I want my students to go into a breakout room. If they want to just relax in between classes, just chat to their classmates before class start, they can go into my breakout rooms and communicate freely with each other as well. In here, we can then click this plus button to create channels underneath breakout room. And I'll start by creating first a text channel, which of course, as you guessed, is text only, like an instant messenger where they can communicate via text. And I'm going to call this breakout text create channel. The next room that I'm going to create is a voice channel. And let's call this a breakout 1. Ooh, what did I say? Breakout 1. Let's create 2 more. Voice channel breakout 2. As you can see with voice channels, as opposed to text channels, I can use uppercase letters. So it's a good idea to start a voice channel with an uppercase letter so that we can see it's a voice channel apart from the obvious icon. Text channels doesn't allow spaces and it also needs to be in all lowercase. So this is why this general chat was all lowercase and the general voice channel was in uppercase starting letter. So I've created my breakout rooms, and currently, because I've got all the permissions as the owner of this specific server, I can join any channel. But later we're going to give specific permissions to various different people. So I'm going to disconnect again, which should disconnect me out of all of these channels. Now we can go on and create another category. So we're going to say create another category. So let's imagine I'm giving class to grade 8. So I'm going to say class 8. Create another category, class 9s. And I'll also give class to class 10s. I can then go and create the various different classes that I want to give permissions that they can join. As an example, let's start with class 8s. Create a channel over here. We'll start with a text channel, and I'm going to call this one Kids Zone Only 8s. So this is a chat zone that only grade 8s can join, and they can talk to each other as much as they want to. We'll set those permissions just now, in the next video at least. Then we'll go on and say create another voice channel. This one is going to be class 8A. And we'll create class 8B. Let's continue. Let's create a C and a D as well. And we can also go and create class 8D. So now I've got various different voice channels, and as you might have guessed, the general chat I'm going to leave open for any one of my students, regardless of the class they are in. And the breakout rooms, generally speaking, I can also leave open, or I can make it breakout room for 8s, breakout room for 9s, breakout room for 10s. It's up to you, of course. And Over here, in the 8s, only class 8 students in grade 8, put it that way, can join these classes. Only grade 9s can join these, and only grade 10s can join these. So I'm going to create authorizations for that. A couple of things that I can do so that we don't turn crazy with students talking too much in these channels is next to my Kids Zone Only 8s, there's a little edit channel button. So I'll click on this little button and it says here slow mode. So I can say, you know what, grade 8s talk a lot and they might type a lot. I don't want to have pings pop up every second with someone spamming it. So I can say that they can only send a new message every 5, 10, or I would not recommend more than 15 seconds. Then it becomes ridiculous. Then it's not a chat channel for young kids. But let's say 5 seconds, so that at least we take out the spam. Now I can also put the general topic here. General chat channel for grade 8s. And you can put in there, I know what you did this summer. But in any case, you can put in whatever you want there. We're not going to talk about permissions yet. That's coming up in the next video. So let's say save this channel for now. And click on escape or press escape on your keyboard. And let's go to class 8A and say edit channel. Over here, the bitrate is quite high. So if you've got a really good internet connection and every single student's got a good internet connection, then you don't mind this. However, if you've got students with bad reception potentially, or they have to stream on their phone, maybe set this down to at least 24 kilobytes per second. If I can get 24 kilobytes per second. Doesn't really like me doing it. There we go. 24 kilobytes per second. Say save changes. And do this for all of your classes. So what I would recommend for the next video, create your Kids Zone 8 text channel. Create under class 9s, also your Kids Zone 9s channel and a class 9A, B, C, and D, and 10A, B, C, and D. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can create authorizations for teachers, indicate which teachers are online, authorizations for the student body, or the prefects, as we might call them in the school. And we can then indicate which student body users are online. And these authorizations would differ depending on the type of person logging in. For instance, if I'm a normal grade 8, I can only log into class 8C if I'm in that class, the Kids Zone Only 8 channel, and maybe some of the breakout rooms, general chat and general over there. The rest of the classes, after we're done with authorizations from the end user student perspective, they won't even be able to see. You as a lecturer, or maybe student body, prefects, they would be able to see it. So from here, let's just quickly show you a quick indication why we wanted to use Discord. If I go to 8A over there, I can then say, let's go live. What do I want to go live with? I want to go live with my full screen number 1 on channel 8A, and we say go live. So at this stage, anyone that's logging in to this class can click on my name and they would have a button join stream, and they'll be able to see exactly what I'm streaming, full screen, and hear, of course, if I'm not muted, and hear me over the stream while I'm teaching them something. So let's just minimize this over here. There's my email over there. So if I take the Discord, let's move it to the side. There you can see anything on my screen is currently busy being streamed to them. So very good for education purposes, of course. If I want to stop the stream, I can simply go over here and say stop streaming. It stops the stream, and I can disconnect and I'm out of the channel. So that's just a quick basics of this. And then of course, if I want to chat, if I clicked on general chat, I can start chatting here. So I said, hi guys, let's learn something today. And if I go to Kids Zone only, I don't see that chat because this is for the grade 8s, of course. So say, hi guys, welcome back from the break. There we go. And depending on the channel that I'm in, I'll see different chat windows popping up. And I can be in a specific chat window while I'm watching a stream, so I can communicate and chat and watch the stream at the same time. You can, of course, stop this with authorizations if you don't want people to chat at certain times, but it's a very useful feature. So in the next video, we'll talk about authorizations for our channel, starting with the everyone and then creating different authorizations for particular people. We're then also going to go on and add students to it, invite them and see what the channel looks like from their perspective. And then we're going to create what we refer to as server templates. If I've done all the hard work of creating a very nice comprehensive channel for my class, perhaps I want to share this. I'm the IT teacher. I'm going to share this with the English teacher. I can create a server template, which I can just simply share with them in an instant message, and they can just copy it, and they already have all the authorizations roles and everything, and they can just assign the correct roles to the correct users by simply right-clicking on someone, and we would have a roles button there and assigning the correct role to that specific student. So they don't have to create the whole channel from scratch. We will also freely make available to all of you server templates. If you message us, we'll send you those server templates, and you can then quite easily start creating your own Discord channels from some of these templates. Cool. Thank you guys, and see you next time.